Guess who's coming to dinner? Ring a bell? The dessert, even better. Feasting on more football as the 2013 Reivers spring into action. The boys of summer at it again. Iowa Western hitting on all cylinders. Striking out on a streak of their own. The softball team swinging away. Over the river and through the city to Creighton's court he goes. Another Reiver scores big. Scoring at Lewis Central, the soccer season kicks into gear. And finally, gearing up for a new beginning. Get ready for another killer show as the Bluffs Sports Zone starts right now. Hello, I'm J.J. Davis, and welcome to another edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. Now, it wasn't too long ago Iowa Western won its first ever national championship in football. It was a day to remember, wasn't it? Well, how about a night to remember as the Reivers ring up some more memories and meet a legend. It's a piece of history only a chosen few get to hold, and the Reivers held it December 2nd, 2012. The celebration continues 4 months later. Kanesville Arena, a ring of honor as Iowa Western honors its heroes with national championship rings. Now, after dinner, the national champs feasted on words of wisdom from the president, a legend, and the head coach.
I'd like to thank Coach Strohmeyer and his assistant coaches. In 4 short years, you've taken a plan and molded it and made it nationally well known. You started with nothing, and you achieved an 81.3% winning average in the first 4 years of the program. That is amazing.
The NFL is okay in its place. It's not the whole answer. And whatever success you have, and I hope you have lots of success in the future, I hope that you'll remember that balance is really critical to your long-term sustained success. So thank you for having me here tonight, and congratulations, Scott, on your success. I know Rich Glover Jr. is here. I knew Rich, his dad, played at Nebraska when I was there. And so you've obviously got a great staff here too. And thanks to all of you for being so supportive of this program.
There's six teams in all of college football of all levels that have got an opportunity to put a national championship ring on their finger, and we're one of 6 in 2012. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, is to see them in their faces after that game, and the excitement, and just the fact that, you know what, all this, we got something from it. It wasn't necessarily the ring, it was that we were finally the national champs.
Then it was time, and one by one the coaches and players received what they came for. It's a piece of history only a chosen few get to hold, and now this chosen few from Iowa Western get to wear it as well. Yes, the football national championship celebration continues, and you could say it's gone full circle. All right, so the reigning national champs ring up some more bling, meet a legend, and get a nice meal. It's not bad if you can get it, huh? Now, it's on to next year as hope springs eternal for the 2013 Reivers. Here's IWTV student Blake Kerr.
The Reivers, coming off the high of the national championship, are hard back at work this spring. The number one question is, who replaces the quarterback, Jake Waters?
Just doing my job, not trying to do too much, just stay within myself, make my reads, and just try to help this team win and do whatever it takes.
The other guy battling for the quarterback job is a K-State transfer, Tay Bender.
No matter where you go, there's always competition. Me and Connor, no matter who plays not, we know we're still going to be cool on and off the field. And even say he's a starter, I'm a starter, there's still a competition, never stops, so it doesn't bother me at all.
The Reivers Reivers lost a lot more than a quarterback, and this spring will help the coaches determine some of the position battles.
Well, it's a big evaluation period for us. You know, one, we know what some guys can do because they played last year, but on the other hand, a lot of those guys, we only got to see them in fall camp, and then maybe they redshirted or whatever, played some JV. So it's really an evaluation to see, you know, kids are so much more confident in their following spring ball because they're so much stronger, and it's exciting to see some of the kids develop.
A lot of guys from last year might be gone, but that doesn't stop the new group from wanting to end the season the same way as last.
You know, hopefully, you know, to go out there and win another national championship, you know, that's our goal. But at the same time, we have to take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, and just make sure we're getting better, make sure our chemistry's getting there, and you know, that's the obvious goal, to win a national championship.
The spring game is set for April 27th at Lewis Central. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Blake Kerr.
Thanks, Blake. Now, while the football team gets a jump on next season, the baseball team in the swing of things, in mid-season form, when we come back.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Here we go. What? What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you.
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill, Meyer Woodring, family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
The Iowa Western baseball team has been on a tear. Now, coming into the Eastern weekend, the Reivers had won 7 in a row and 15 of their last 16. Next up, a 4-game set with Marshalltown. Here's IWTV student Aaron Zach.
It's a cold day at Doc Ross Field. Iowa Western doubled out Marshalltown 8-4 in Game 1. Game 2, Tigers get on the board in the first inning. Zach Throckmorton grounds out, run score. Visitors up 1-0. Reivers get it back on the bottom of the first. Caden Moore with the base hit. Matt Kianka comes home to tie it up, 1-1. Later in the inning, Derek Francis steps up to the plate. Drops one into right field. Moore scores with a go-ahead run. Reivers up 2-1 after 1. The home team scored 2 in the third and 1 in the fifth. Here in the sixth now. Tyler Ware, who also triples, doubles to right. Jacob Sheldon Collins scores. The Reivers would put 4 on the board in the inning to go up 9-4. Luke Tavis here singles up the middle. Moore and Richards come home. Iowa Western up by 5 at the end of 6.
Marshalltown gets 2 back in the 7th.
2 on, 1 out. Andrew Utterick loads them up with this base hit. But the Reivers get out of a jam as Zach Larison gets Bennett Mann to ground out to end it. Iowa Western completes the doubleheader sweep, winning 9-6.
First one was huge when we split yesterday. I mean, the goal of a 4-game series on the weekend in conference is you've got to make sure you at least win 2. So getting that first one out of the way Sunday is huge. Now you can really work on trying to get that the second one on Sunday and win the 3 for the series. Tyler Ware is a big part of this program, and whether it's hitting in a 3-hole or playing center field or first base or in the locker room, up in the dorms, on the bus when we're on. I mean, there's so many ways you can be effective, and Tyler almost covers every one of them.
I had a rough day at the plate yesterday, and the wind really kind of took the bat out of my hand, but today I was able to hit some good pitches and put the ball in the gas and run. It's really important that we came out here and handled these 2 games today because we lost one yesterday, so we needed to win these 2 to move up in the conference standings.
The Reivers went through 4 pitchers. Sophomore Kyle McCulloch picks up his first win of the year. Iowa Western wins 3 out of 4 against Marshalltown. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Aaron Zach.
Thanks, Aaron. Now, after a 5-day layoff, the 5th-ranked Reivers then went to work at Muscatine. Iowa Western scored 40 runs on Saturday, April 6th, and swept a pair from the Cougars. Then on Sunday, all visitors once again to the tune of 9-2 and 10-1. So the Reivers score 59 runs in 4 games, run their record to 29-7. And then there's the softball team. Iowa Western opened up conference play with a pair of shutouts against Southeastern. It doesn't get much better than that. Next up, a band of Raiders from Nebraska. The 16th-ranked Reivers come in riding a 4-game winning streak. Last time Ashley Schmidt in the circle, the freshman from Missouri, fired a 4-hit shutout in a win over Southeastern. And against Central, struck out the side in the first inning. Schmidt KO'd the first 5 hitters. Wood finished with 10 Ks as Iowa Western a leg up on the scoreboard in the bottom of the first. Casey Miller here. Suicide. Rebecca Sanchez slides in, and the home team's on the board. Bottom of the second now, Michelle Trulin. Sack bunt. Molina takes second. It works because then Jenna Gonzalez, solid base hit to right. Molina, who won 2 for 2 on the day, comes around and it's 2-0. The hits just keep on coming in the third. Casey Miller with her first of 2. The sophomore from Omaha is on board. Morgan Hoig just simply then unloads. Dead center field. Cannot make the play. Miller comes all the way around from first, and it's 3-0 Iowa Western. Meanwhile, Ashley Schmidt just mowing them down. Retired the first 14. Then 2 out in the 5th inning. The Raiders' Kristen Carroll breaks up the no-hitter. In all, fans would see Central bang out just 2 harmless base hits. The Reivers would punch out 9. Michelle Trulin here. Bunt single in the 6th. Number 15 tears to second. Then Kaylin Chrisman joins the fun. Strokes one to right. Trulin scores, and it's 5-0 Iowa Western. Ashley Schmidt picked up her 10th win. The Reivers KO'd the Raiders 5-0. Crushed Central in Game 2, 14-0.
I think what's impressed me is our pitching staff is doing a great job. I mean, we haven't allowed a run in the last 4 games, 2 of them being conference. So the pitching staff's really impressed me. I do ask this team to make a lot of adjustments. It always impresses me that they can do it very quickly.
Do you like where your team is at?
Yeah, I like where we're at right now. I think that, we're on a pretty good little roll, and if we can continue to keep rolling, we've got a good shot at the regional tournament.
And that's the goal. Ashley Schmidt and the Reivers now 6-0 on their home turf, including, as you just heard, the last 4 by shutout. That's not too shabby.
Final in game number 1.
Not at all. The Reivers then headed west to Columbus, Nebraska, and the Central Community College Tournament. Iowa Western knocks off North Platte on Friday, April 5th, 8-1, then loses a tough one to the Doane College JV team. The Reivers swept a pair on Saturday, shutting out McCook 8-0 and crushing Colby 11-1. Lana Ross and the girls now 22-9. Keeping it outdoors, the high school soccer season's here. Score one for the Titans or the Lynx. Next.
No team covers Southwest Iowa sports like the team at Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine. For nearly 25 years, Jenny Ed Sports Med's certified athletic trainers have cared for thousands of area athletes and their schools. And our partnering physicians at Nebraska Orthopedics help ensure you're taken care of from diagnosis through rehab. If you need to be seen now, come by our Saturday morning walk-in clinic. It's open all fall from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Jenny Edmondson Sports Medicine.
Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed.
What gets you moving? Because when you get moving an hour a day, you'll have the energy to skate through anything. So whether you like to work the half pipe,
kick the soccer ball around,
or ride your bike, carve out some time every day to get moving.
But do it your way.
Because it can be whatever you want it to be. Just get active. Wrap it up. Move it your way and be a player.
Get up and play an hour a day, Doc.
Check out how to be a player at letsmove.gov. Head online to get tips on great ways to get moving every day. That's www.letsmove.gov.
Thanks to ASI and my free hearing evaluation, my life has changed for the better.
1 in 5 Americans suffer from varying degrees of hearing loss.
Over 85% of people with hearing loss can be effectively treated with digital hearing instruments from ASI.
Thank you, ASI, for allowing me to hear all the things I haven't heard in years.
ASI, providing better hearing and better living for 35 years.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by the St. Albert Alumni Association.
It went down to the wire and then some in Hutchinson, Kansas. And unfortunately, the short-handed Reivers came out on the short end in the NJCAA quarterfinals. But since then, some big news. One of the best JUCO point guards in the nation is headed across the river. That's right, as Devin Brooks has given his verbal commitment to play for Creighton next season. Came out in his last game as a Reiver and lit it up. Devin Brooks knocked down 5 threes, poured in a game-high 29 in that loss to Northwest Florida. Next up for the Super Soft from New York, Creighton and the new Big East.
It means a lot to know that, obviously it's Big East, to know that I'm playing for my family, going to the East Coast, playing in front of a big crowd, every home game, sold-out games. It means a lot.
Number 11 can do a lot, as Devin averaged just under 16 points, over 6 boards and 5 assists per game.
They wanted a guard, and whether he plays point or he plays some 2-guard, whatever, they just thought they need a guard. And when they're going into that conference, I think they need somebody who certainly can break you down, and he certainly can do that, can get in the lane, create for other people, and he's a good scorer.
What did Coach McDermott tell you?
He told me a lot. He said I need to be consistent on my defense, which I already know. And he just said get in the gym and put some more shots up, which I already know too. So it's going to be a long summer.
How does this reflect on your program?
Well, we've had guys go to very good spots, and Creighton's certainly a very good spot for him to go to. Him going to that, I think, is very good for our program. We want him to go to high levels, but we want him to go somewhere where they're successful. So we try to put them at a level where they'll be successful, and I think that's a good level for Devin.
The last place in the world I would ever expect to be is in Iowa. But I'm here, making the best out of it, and in the long run, I'm in one of the best schools, so obviously it pays off.
That it does, and did, for Devin Brooks. From New York to Iowa Western, to Creighton, and the new Big East. Just like on the court, this Reiver is on a roll. And while one season rolls out, another one rolls in, literally, as the high school soccer season's here. Now, how's that brand spanking new field at Lewis Central? Well, let's find out. Here's IWTV student Sean Culligan.
With warmer weather, it makes good times to watch some soccer. Abraham Lincoln travels across town to kick it around with Lewis Central. Lynx keeper Jamie Huerta with one of his 12 saves. Scoreless until the 14th minute, LC's Miguel Ramos breaks free and scores. The Titans lead it 1-0. The senior is at it again moments later. Right foot near post, and the home team is up 2-0. Abraham Lincoln fights back, the visitors on the attack. Luis Camacho scores just before halftime, cutting the deficit back to 1. Overall, the home team would put 27 shots on goal. Midway through the second half, Miguel Ramos, with one of his 8 shots, just misses, but teammate Eric Cruz is right there to finish. LC 3-1 lead over the Lynx. In the 37th minute, forward Nate Sir rounds out the day for the Titans. The senior with the final goal. Lewis Central outscores Abraham Lincoln 4-1.
It's pretty special to us. I mean, it's our senior year, our last year, so we got to give everything we have. First, we stepped on that field and we discussed what we're gonna do, what our positive things. It was a pretty good game. We came out positive. We said we were gonna have this game, and our goal is to make it a state.
The Titans up their record to 2-0, and AL drops to 0-3. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Sean Culligan.
Thanks, Sean. Next up, moving on and moving in on the other side.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darks there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Find out how you can live united for education. Give, advocate, volunteer. Go to liveunited.org.
Do you wear this?
At Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, our goal is to get you back to normal as quickly as possible. That's why we use techniques like our 830 laser therapy. Low-level light finds injured tissue, energizing cells to help reduce pain instantly while jump-starting the healing process. Ligaments and tissues grow stronger than normal healing, and when inflammation is reduced, it stays away. The 830 laser at Flex Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, the therapist you know, the care you trust.
My name's Eddie Metcalf. I enjoy working in my yard, and I can't do that anymore because I'm missing most of my lung. They did a CAT scan of my kidneys. No more kidney stones, that's the good news, but we found a spot on your lung. That frankly scared the hell out of me. I hadn't smoked in 22 years. How could this happen to me? He said, well, you know about radon gas. Well, I heard about it. He said, well, the second leading cause of cancer in America is radon. 22,000 people a year die from this. I literally left the doctor's office, got a test kit, put it in the house, and our result was 39.8. The upper limit is 4. We got to get this fixed. That was on a Monday, and on Wednesday, our mitigation system was up and running. Well, I think everybody should have their house tested. We'd never known we'd still be living there. I could get another tumor from it. Right now, it's changing my life.
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Corum's Flowers and Gifts and Council Bluffs for over 100 years. Online specials and giveaways on Facebook.
There'll be a new face calling the shots for the Reivers Volleyball team next season. Well, actually, she's not new. She's a former player who has assisted the last couple of years. And during that time, Iowa Western has posted a pair of 45-win seasons, a #1 ranking, and 2 top 5 finishes. It's a program that lined up in the national tournament the last 4 years in a row. It's a team that served up 177 wins, just 25 losses during that time. And now its head coach is moving on.
It's tough. It's always kind of tough when you're closing the chapter on one part of your career, your life, and I'm leaving some kids behind here that I have relationships with. The game is intense, we get out of control. And that's tough, and I'm going to miss those kids, but they're in good hands.
In the hands of a former Reiver who will not sit pat but continue to meet the expectations of the program. An Iowa native who won a national title at Iowa Western and then co-captained Creighton her senior year.
Oh, yes. I mean, I was a player here too, and the expectations have been, especially for volleyball. Volleyball's always been, top 10 at least in the last couple of years, top 5. So, it's all on my shoulders now, which is a lot of pressure. I'd like to think that I'm okay with pressure because I've been there. I don't plan on changing my personality just because I'm in a different role. That doesn't make me, more firm or bossy. I can still have that rapport with them. I'm happy, crazy kind of person, but when it's down to business, it's down to business too. So I think that's good for them.
I think she'll be able to sell her experience because, when we recruit, we tell kids try junior college and transfer to a Division I. Well, she is an example of that happening and having great success. So I think she'll be able to sell her experience.
She understands how to teach the game, how to coach the game. I think she's very personal with the athletes, and in the recruiting phase, she can talk to the kids really well, and she's very organized. Is a big strength of hers.
I hope to, maintain the tradition we have here for volleyball. And, if we're not in the top 4 next year, I'm going to be disappointed because, that's where we were this year. And I think we have a good team next year. We're almost all done recruiting, which is kind of nice. And we're going to have a really good team next year. So, I want to keep it up there. I don't want anything to go down because of me. I want to maintain, our top 5 traditions.
It's a tradition that includes 10 trips to the national tournament in the last 13 years. It's an expectation level that exceeds just being good. Now it's in the hands of a former player, champion, and Division I standout. Not a bad combination. Not a bad show either, huh? We've got a combination of a lot of stuff. Football, baseball, and everything in between. And that's it. Until next week, that is. So as always, for the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm J.J. Davis, and I'll see you around.